Dean Show's on.
Welcome to The Dean Show from Fort Wayne, Indiana. The Dean Show comes from the man who made you pay for Nova Rex, Ain't Easy Being Cheesy, and Butch Black, the Mean Man. Join Summit City Noise producer Dean Robinson for a weekly tour featuring food, music, special events, animation, and interviews with people who are getting stuff done. This is The Dean Show.
Welcome to The Dean Show. I'm Dean Robinson. Marikai Fest 17 is an all-ages arts and entertainment festival that takes place Sunday, December 3rd at the Phoenix on Broadway in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Marikai Fest 17 features musical acts, comedy, burlesque, and female impersonators, so stay sharp. Among the musical performers at Marikai Fest 17 is Adam Baker, the singer-songwriter who serves as the frontman for Adam Baker and the Heartache. Adam Baker recently talked to The Dean Show at Trouble Brewing in Fort Wayne. I noticed that Bob Dylan is one of your main influences, so tell me what you dig about Bob Dylan so much.
What I like about Bob Dylan, you don't always know what his songwriting was about, especially earlier on in his career, but he's always had a way of coming back and making his music fresh, every decade. Always has something to say and always writes something that moves people.
Well, I listened to your album, or your EP, Adam Baker and the Heartache, B-sides, but they sound like A-sides to me, so tell me about that record.
So that one took a little while to get done. It was, we did a live studio setting and then overdubbed a few parts. By the time we released it, we had lost a drummer, and my bass player and I had started doing unplugged shows just to fill the spots. So it was funny, we had this kind of Led Zeppelin-y, heavy riff kind of record, and then as soon as it came out, we were pretty much an acoustic band from there on out.
When I listened to the record, it reminded me of the Replacements. I'm not saying that you guys are like the Replacements, you're really doing your own thing, but it's reminiscent of. If I was Spotify, I would match your acts. Does that make any sense to you?
I'm okay with that. Really. Anytime people, put you up with a band that's, done a lot of great things, that's always a compliment.
So what's up with the new record?
This one is all unplugged, guitars, mandolins, banjos, hand percussion. We're getting ready to release it on November 11th. We'll be doing an in-store at Wooden Nickel at 1 p.m. that day, and from there on out, you'll be able to get it on CD and online as a download for now.
And where did you record your record?
This one we actually did ourselves, so 90% of it was recorded in my living room.
Nowadays, people almost don't have to buy music. It's so easy just to download it and rip it for free. So talk about the challenges of selling a CD.
Sure. Well, our last two EPs we only released online, and it's done reasonably well. But we do a lot of shows where people say, "Hey, can I buy a copy of your album here? Can I pick some music up to take with me?" And it got to a point where we're like, "Well, I think that whatever we do next, we better press it to something so that we have something to offer people at gigs."
Now, Adam, I'm not going to push you into vinyl because that stuff is heavy. Have you ever carried a crate of those vinyl albums?
I have a lot of vinyl at home, but I can't imagine actually having to take giant stacks of records to the show. That would be a bit of a challenge.
Adam Baker serves as the host for the monthly performance showcase at Trouble Brewing called Troubadours at Trouble. Troubadours at Trouble gives new and experienced songwriters a place to perform their original music. Troubadours at Trouble takes place the third Friday of every month at Trouble Brewing on Broadway in Fort Wayne. Look for Adam Baker, Bill Chambers, Jessica Britta Segedy, and other musical acts at Marikai Fest 17. Marikai Fest 17 takes place Sunday, December 3rd from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Phoenix on Broadway in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Go to Marikai Fest on Facebook for more information. The Dean Show will be right back after these messages.
Visit Art Cut Tech's Barbershop and Supplies in Fort Wayne because your head deserves a hairstyle worth loving. Art Cut Tech's barbers provide current cuts, traditional trims, and enduring classic styles for men and women and children. Why look good when looking great is so much better? Visit Art Cut Tech's Barbershop and Supplies in the State and Beacon Plaza on East State Boulevard in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Art Cut Tech's. Bring balance back to your life with Vox HPT. Vox Human Performance Technology harnesses the power of neuromuscular science and neuroactivation that instantly improve user strength, energy, stability, balance, and range of motion. The Vox HPT pattern is woven into or molded onto fashion hosiery, athletic socks, and footwear accessories. Vox Life products include Vox Stasis socks and Vox Sole insoles. Vox Human Performance Technology is based on 45 years of research in neuromuscular science. Vox HPT helps everyone, from top athletes and senior citizens to soldiers and fitness enthusiasts, live healthier lives. Take a moment to browse Vox Life products and discover business opportunities that can change your life. Visit Vox Life online today at voxlife.com/Eddie Eccles. Bring balance back to your life today with Vox Life. 9 Mile Restaurant. 9 Mile Restaurant serves delicious food for fine dining that families can afford. 9 Mile dinner specials include baked spaghetti Monday, baby back ribs Tuesday, Wednesday night Mexican dinners, and Thursday night Italian dinners. 9 Mile Restaurant is open 7 days a week. 9 Mile Restaurant is located 9 miles south of the Allen County Courthouse on US 27 in Fort Wayne, Indiana. 9 Mile Restaurant and Catering.
The 1939 New York World's Fair encouraged the nation to look at the world of tomorrow with slogans like Dawn of a New Day. The fair opened in New York City on April 30th, 1939, 5 months before Germany invaded Poland to begin World War II on September 1st. Fleischer Studios looked into the future to visit the 1939 World's Fair, resulting in the 1938 cartoon All's Fair at the Fair.
The world at the fair. There's father and mother and sister and brother, oh everyone's there. The world's at the fair. From France to Australia, from Maine to Westphalia, oh everyone's there. You're sure to meet Tom, Dick, and Harry, and maybe the one you'll eventually marry. If you should be there, you'll never regret it, and never forget it, for the whole world's at the fair.
No. Whoa, dog biscuit. Oh, free parking. Come on, Miranda. All right, Elmer. I never seen the like. Never did. Great. Well, look at there. Wonderful. Oh, look. Oh. Well. Oh. Oh. Wonderful. Yes, sir. Must be homes built by your weight. Yeah. Wonderful. Oh, look at there, Miranda. Oh, ain't that wonderful? Nope. Gosh, I'm kind of thirsty. How about you? Uh-huh. Oh. Well. Look at that. Oh. Well, I never. Fresh, too. Well. Think I'll tidy up a bit. Uh-huh. See you later, Hilmer. All right, Randy. Well, what in tarnation? Hey! Look out there. What you doing? Yeah, oh. Thanks. Comb it kind of cheeky, will you? Oh. Some service. Yeah. Oh. There you are. Well. Oh. Yeah. Oh. Nice. Pretty good. Come on. Learn to dance again. This is fun. Guess I'll learn how to dance too. Come on, big boy. Swing it. 23 skidoo. Yes, sirree, Bob. Let yourself go. Flatfoot farmer and a plow, plow. A flatfoot farmer and a plow, plow. Swing your partner. To and fro, route you go. Well, what's this? Oh. Look what I got, Randy. New gas Bucky. Get in, Miranda.
Let's go, Elmer.
Come on, Dog Biscuit, we're off.
The Dean Show will be right back after these messages.
9 Mile Restaurant. 9 Mile Restaurant serves delicious food for fine dining that families can afford. 9 Mile dinner specials include baked spaghetti Monday, baby back ribs Tuesday, Wednesday night Mexican dinners, and Thursday night Italian dinners. 9 Mile Restaurant is open 7 days a week. 9 Mile Restaurant is located 9 miles south of the Allen County Courthouse on US 27 in Fort Wayne, Indiana. 9 Mile Restaurant and Catering. The Dean Robinson Radio Show presents news and social commentary from Fort Wayne, Indiana, hosted by Summit City Noise producer Dean Robinson. The Dean Robinson Radio Show airs every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 4 p.m. on Indiana Talks. Use the TuneIn Internet Radio app to hear Indiana Talks 24 hours a day, or visit indianatalks.com. The Dean Robinson Radio Show is also a podcast, available online, on demand, at Facebook and Summit City Noise. Listen to the Dean Robinson Radio Show every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 4 p.m. on Indiana Talks.
People who listen to my social commentary sometimes talk about how I repeat myself and say the same thing over and over. Sometimes people will actually ask me, why do you repeat yourself so much? When you look at all these commentators and politicians out here, they repeat themselves all the time. They don't just mention something once and then just drop it. Like with Donald Trump, he didn't just say, make America great again once and then just drop it. He's still talking up that stuff right now and selling hats. U.S. Senator John McCain, the gentleman from Arizona, said something recently on The View on ABC that renews my faith in the power of repetition. ABC, headline, Senator John McCain on The View clarifies draft dodging comment and laughs at Trump's threats, October 23rd, 2017. John McCain says, the next time you're trying to do the Lord's work in the city of Satan, go over to the Vietnam War Memorial. It's a moving experience. When John McCain said, doing the Lord's work in the city of Satan, that really got my attention. I'd never heard him say it before. Now, personally, when I'm talking about Washington, D.C., I usually call it the Washington death cult. So when I look into John McCain talking about doing the Lord's work in the city of Satan, I find out he's been saying that phrase for years. Douglas Dispatch. Headline, McCain rejects televangelist backers' views about Catholics by Associated Press, March 8, 2008. Asked about the influence of religion in his life, McCain said, it is an important factor in my life. Obviously, very important. McCain also invoked his faith at a campaign event Friday morning at the headquarters of Chick-fil-A Inc. in Atlanta. It's harder and harder trying to do the Lord's work in the city of Satan, McCain said of Washington. New York Times, headline, Stumping on Climate, McCain Faults Bush, by Elizabeth Bumiller, May 14, 2008, North Bend, Washington. McCain was on his second day of a trip to the Pacific Northwest, a potential swing region in the November election, to promote his plan to slow global warming and appeal to the region's many independent voters who view the environment as an election issue of critical concern. The senator has proposed mandatory limits on greenhouse gas emissions in the United States. Mr. Bush is opposed. Mr. McCain said the panel had renewed his enthusiasm to return to Washington to try to do the Lord's work in the city of Satan, one of his favorite expressions. Fox News, Hannity, headline, McCain unloads on out-of-touch Democrats, March 24th, 2010. And joining me right now is Arizona Senator John McCain. Senator, good to see you while I'm in D.C. Nice to have you in the city of Satan. I was calling it the city of bribery, but I guess it fits. I watched closely the exchange that you had at that summit with the president, and you raised the issue of process. You raised the buy-offs, I call them bribes, Again, I want to point out sweetheart deals buying the votes, 60th vote, the ones you mentioned. But there was also the deals for pharma, for the American Medical Association, for the Hospital Association, for all. So there was really two sets of bribes going on at the same time. Senator, good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. We appreciate it while we're in, what do you call it again? Trying to do the Lord's work in the city of Satan. City of Satan. Okay, Senator, appreciate it. That was 2010. John McCain has been talking about doing the Lord's work in the city of Satan ever since, all the way up to recently on The View. McCain says Vietnam bone spur comment was about inequalities. There was a program for C-SPAN. Over 50 years since I was shot down, okay? So I was talking about the entire Vietnam conflict and what a tragedy it is. And by the way, the next time you're trying to do the Lord's work in the city of Satan, go over to the Vietnam War Memorial. It's a moving experience. So what I was trying to say is one of the great inequities of the Vietnam conflict was the lowest income Americans went and fought and were drafted. And those who were wealthy enough to have a doctor to say, hey, you've got a bone spur, or you've got migraines, or whatever it is, and they were excused. I think that when we ask the lowest income portion of our public to do our fighting and dying for us, that's disgraceful. Nothing makes me more angry than that. That's why the Vietnam Memorial also has special meaning, by the way. The U.S.-Vietnam War was a hot war with the United States opposing communism in North Vietnam. You can learn more or less about the Vietnam War from Hollywood movies like Platoon, Apocalypse Now, Coming Home, The Deer Hunter, Jacob's Ladder, First Blood. The U.S.-Korean War was a hot war with the United States opposing communism in North Korea. For Hollywood's take on the Korean War, we only have MASH the movie and MASH the TV show. When you read Cracked Magazine, it's called mush. When it comes to opposing communism in Russia, the United States prefers Cold War. Watch the movie Dr. Strangelove for the most rational take on Cold War you'll ever see. There really is no U.S. opposition to communism in China. Look into the movie The Great Wall with Matt Damon for more information on that. John McCain says we should thank God for every minute because we're blessed. And we're blessed to be in the greatest nation on earth. I can't hear everything John McCain says when he says something. That's why John McCain repeats himself. And that's why I'm going to keep repeating myself. Should we go over this again?
Goes a Landis in a Landis moment. Get a dose of Landis. This is the Landis moment.
Dose.
What's coming up on the next episode of A Dose of Landis?
This week is Best of Dan Severn, former MMA fighter, mixed martial arts, and a former WWE professional wrestler.
Dan Severn is active with professional wrestling in Coldwater, Michigan.
Price of Glory is a great professional wrestling company. He runs it, and sometimes he also wrestles on it just as well.
I understand you just got a new CD.
Yes, I just got it this past Friday, actually.
Well, what is it?
Boyz II Men Under the Streetlight. Well, they've got three really, really good songs I like. It's Why Do Fools Fall in Love, 1,000 Miles Away, and Ladies Man. But in reality, Dean, I prefer the originality of what they used to be.
Dose. Watch A Dose of Landis, 11 p.m. Thursdays on Access Fort Wayne 2. ISIS, Islamic State. We should stop calling it ISIS or ISIL or Daesh. Just call it the Islamic State. Just say it, Islamic State. Just call it that, whether it stands for Islam or not. This is what these folks calling themselves, the Islamic State. The USA loves the FSA. They love them. Free Syrian Army. They love those guys. The FSA. The USA loves the FSA. They love them. Free Syrian Army. They love those guys. The FSA. Obama gets on national television, delaying the NFL game while these Steelers just beating the heck out of the Colts. He delayed that maybe. But nonetheless, talking about just how he's going to keep doing the same old thing. No ground troops except for these special guys, and we're going to keep doing these airstrikes, and it's an ideology. He's Islamic Islamic State, ICE, Daesh. So that's the way he's bringing it, the same thing. These right-wingers saying, well, it's not enough, it's not enough. But there's really nothing to do. There isn't. Because people, if you look at it, you're going to find USA loves the FSA. They love them. Free Syrian Army, they love those guys. The FSA? USA loves the FSA. They love them. Free Syrian Army, they love those guys. The FSA? Well, the USA hates al-Nusra. They hate al-Nusra, the terrorist group, but the Free Syrian Army loves al-Nusra. They love those guys. The United States hates ISIS. Well, al-Nusra hates ISIS. They're fighting those guys too. So al-Nusra is fighting ISIS. The U.S. is fighting ISIS. They hate ISIS, but the Free Syrian Army loves the United States, and they love al-Nusra, but the United States hates al-Nusra. But al-Nusra is fighting ISIS. It's completely crazy. It's completely crazy. The U.S. hates Assad. ISIS, the Islamic State, they hate Assad. They hate that mug. The U.S. hates Assad. ISIS, the Islamic State, they hate Assad. They hate that mug. You're going to find the United States, their policy over there, it makes no sense. It's completely schizophrenic. It's completely crazy. Listen to this. Assad hates the Islamic State. Russia hates the Islamic State. Russia loves Assad. Assad loves Russia. Russia and Assad hate the Free Syrian Army. Russia and Assad hate the USA. The U.S. loves some rebel groups. Assad hates all rebel groups. The U.S. loves some rebel groups. Russia hates all rebel groups. So agree with it or not, the Russian-Assad alliance at least follows some sort of straightforward logic. The United States foreign policy in Syria to combat the Islamic State is pure schizophrenia. It's completely crazy.
Thanks for watching The Dean Show. I'll be here next week.
Watch The Dean Show on the Fort Wayne CW. The Dean Show comes from the man who made you pay for Nova Rex, Ain't Easy Being Cheesy, and Butch Black, the Mean Man. Join Summit City Noise producer Dean Robinson for a weekly tour featuring food, music, special events, animation, and interviews with people who are getting stuff done. Got what it takes to be on The Dean Show? Call or email today. Watch The Dean Show, Sundays at 11 a.m. on the Fort Wayne CW.